Hi everyone, I'm Jenna with Brown Dog Craft Company. I'm coming to you live from Hudson, Wisconsin. Today's Friday, October 31st, 2025. So happy Halloween here in the United States. Kids are super excited for tonight and yeah, it's going to be a great night. It's going to be pretty cold here in Wisconsin, so we are used to getting our costumes a little bit bigger so that we can wear them over our coats. Otherwise, no one can tell what anyone is when you put on a costume and then put on a coat. So, if you have little ones, or maybe you just hand out candy at home, I hope you have a great Halloween. If you are joining live, say hi in the chat. Otherwise, if you're watching the replay, leave a comment. Hello. Hi, Christina. So today we're here for Class to Go. It features Tractor & Co. That's an online exclusive bundle and it's super cute. It's one of my favorites. It's not just a summer and fall set. There are some items in there that make it like winter. So we're going to make one winter card, and two fall cards and maybe a summer card. I'm not really sure. Hi, Joanne. Oh, thank you. Oh, so these are, I had LASIK years ago. I used to wear glasses all the time. But I couldn't see. It was real bad. So I had LASIK. But as the years go by, my eyes get really sore and tired from looking at a computer all day. So I got these blue light glasses and I've been wearing them for like 3 days. Just when I look at a computer, really. I think they work. I don't really know. What's your opinion? Do blue light glasses actually work? Do they do anything? I have no idea. But they stay on my face and they don't bug me. So I can sit and have them on my face. It came in a 2-pack. So there's these and then like a pair that are like translucent pink. So I don't know. They're over somewhere on my desk, but yeah, so let's see, we have a little bit of housekeeping before we're going to get into the cards today. Typically I'm live Fridays at 1 p.m., but today the kids get done with school early, so I can't go live at 1 p.m. today. So it's 11 a.m. Central here. Normally we're live for class at 1 p.m. Central. So, oh, your daughter wears them. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know they're not new. Like, it's not a new thing, but they're new to me. So, I don't know. We'll see in a week or so if I feel better. I don't know. Yeah, Christina, I'm not sure. Ooh, she's studying for her doctorate degree at Johns Hopkins. Well, that's exciting. Yeah, so she looks at a computer all day, right? Lots of studying. A friend of mine is going to school and she sits and stares at her iPad and her computer all day. Like everything is online, all of her study guides and all of her presentations, and half of her classes are even online. So it's a lot different than when I went to school. Nothing was online. You had to go to class. So I'm sure it's a combination of both, but it's a lot more online things is what I'm saying. You stare at screens all day. We all do, right? For various reasons. So I don't know. We'll see if it works. I'm skeptical. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so there's a lot going on at Brown Dog Craft Company here. We have a lot of things happening. I'm going to go over it right now for some housekeeping before we start class. If you check out my blog, Stamped and Delivered, it's all linked. It's on browndogcraftcompany.com. There's a whole bunch of different blog posts. However, I'm going to make one blog post that summarizes everything, as well as send an email that summarizes everything. So everything will be put into one nice place for you to refer back to on what's going on between basically now and January. I don't have January Milo's card club designed yet, but I have December's. So I'll show you all of that. Let me flip the camera here. And let's see. There we are. Okay, so let's talk about a couple things. First, the BOGO sale is still going on. So there's a featured post that I pinned on Facebook, as well as a blog post about this describing how the BOGO sale works. But basically, you place an order on Stampin' Up! With me as your demonstrator. for new product, and you get to choose retired products from my stash in exchange or as a bonus. All you have to do is pay shipping, and things are really discounted. I don't use them. I want them to go to a good home. So if you're interested in the BOGO sale, there's a post on Facebook and the blog that describes how it works. If you have questions, you can reach out to me. But basically, there's albums on Facebook and a Google form that you fill out. Okay. Let's see. Last day today for the join special. So if you are not a demonstrator and you are interested in becoming one, I would love to have you on our team, the Happy Mail Makers. So if you're looking for crafty inspiration and crafty community, and a discount on the Stampin' Up! Products that you probably already buy, we would love to have you join our team. And a side note is when you join the Happy Mail Makers, you are also recognized as a Be Happy stamper with Cards by Christine. So you get to double dip. You get the bonus of both. So that's exciting. So today's the last day for that. And you'll definitely want to take advantage. You can get the starter kit for only $35. So that's what I would recommend. Getting the starter kit for $35 and then placing an order for anything above the starter kit after you place your starter kit order so that you get your discount. So when you start as a demonstrator, you're bronze and you get 20% discount on anything you order. Okay, let's go through a couple of things we have coming on. Let's talk about Milo's Card Club first. Okay, so Milo's Card Club, the subscription period for November closes tonight. So if you want to subscribe tonight, your first kit will be November. And those cards, I've showed them quite a few times before. I don't have them here in front of me, but they feature the North Pole Delivery Suite. We're going to make 3 fun fold cards and a little cute gift box from the dies. So if you want to get that kit, make sure you subscribe by tonight. Otherwise, the subscription period for December opens tomorrow. It'll run the 1st through the 30th of November. So if you want to get December's kit, you can subscribe starting tomorrow, and that's going to feature the Delicate Pines bundle. So the Delicate Pines, I don't know where my dies are. Oh, they're right here. Delicate Pines is really pretty. It's like snowflakes, but they look like pine tree things. So it's not your typical snowflake stamp set and dies. So if you like snowflakes, but you aren't getting them because Stampin' Up! Comes out with new snowflakes every year, I think every company does, these are amazing. I didn't think they were going to be so amazing until I opened them up because they're so unique, and you can stamp the snowflake and then die cut it out, and there's even a little die that die cuts out the inside pieces here that are white. So they're really delicate, as the name would imply. They're very delicate. I did pull in a sentiment or two from Gift of Joy, but totally not necessary. You can use whatever sentiments you want. I think I got this because I am a sucker for stockings, or socks as my husband's family calls them, Christmas socks, and I think this is adorable. So, and it's like 2-step stamping with all of it, or maybe that's 3-step. But either way, I'm a sucker for stockings and 2-step stamping. So you'll definitely want either a snowflake set or this Delicate Pines bundle if you're going to do December's Milo's Card Club. Now you can use a substitute for whatever stamp set or die set you already have. You will get a whole package of these embellishments. They're called the Faceted Snowflakes, and they're really pretty. They're like a clear, a shaded spruce, and I think that's probably cherry cobbler. It could be real red. But you'll get a full pack of these. And then the ribbon that goes with this suite is this shaded spruce and gold ribbon. It's like a thick ribbon, super pretty. So you'll get enough of this to make your cards plus some extra. And then we're going to make 4 cards. So here is card 1. I will die cut these for you because these come from Traditional Christmas, I think is what it's called, or traditional labels. But you'll stamp and die cut these snowflake pieces. There's some snowflakes back there. That's the velvet paper. It's the white, like velvety paper. Looks like snow. It's really cute. You do get a quarter pack of the DSP, so I'll show you how to cut the DSP in class. Here's this one. So you'll stamp and die cut all of these snowflake pieces. This one uses like a shaded spruce pine tree snowflake. I don't know. Pine tree snowflakes. Those normally don't necessarily go in the same sentence, but they do this time. And then you get a full PDF. So if you've ever taken class with me or purchased a PDF before, it's a full supply list, color photos, measurements, and I print it and put it in your zippered pouch if you do order the class. So, and then you'll get it emailed to you too. But okay, this one, again, the labels will be die cut for you. This is using the glimmer paper. It's like a light green. It's from the Peace on Earth suite, but it makes beautiful snowflakes. And then here's the fourth card, and you'll stamp and die cut these. And you see how the snowflakes are die cut out in the center? That's what the dies do. They are amazing. Amazing. So if you overlooked this suite, it's not even in the mini catalog. It's an online exclusive. It released back in September. You might want to take a look again because they are gorgeous. Gorgeous cards. Okay, the other thing we should talk about is, do you have the advent calendar, the 12 Days of Crafting advent calendar, or do you plan on buying it? I guess I will say, spoiler alert. So if you haven't looked at your advent calendar and you don't want to see any of the things that are in it, look away, turn me off, put me on mute, all of the things. So what I did is I put together 12 cards. They're all occasion, and they are using 99% of what is in the kit. So what's in the advent calendar. I did add some embossing folders and some dies, of course, but it's mostly things that you will have in your craft room. You may not have exactly what I used, but you will have things in your craft room most likely to create similar pieces. So what I did is I put together a 12 card PDF. It's available on my website. You can purchase it. It's $25 and it will be an immediate download. So I think it's like 7 pages, and there's a supply list, full color photos of the outside and the inside, measurements, details of what I used and how I used it, and then if the card is unique, it's how to put the card together. So there's 12 cards. You can buy the PDF now. Here's card 1. So it uses a lot of the ephemera. And then every card has, I put some DSP on the inside too. So I won't pull out and show you all of them, but it uses pretty twine. These embellishments come from the advent calendar. You can see I pulled in the branching out dies, so you could pull in any similar die. This is all from the kit from the advent calendar. Obviously I added my own card base and my card mat. Here I pulled in the Everyday Arches dies. Did 2 of those. Everything else is from the kit. Oh, and the embossing folder. I used a retired one. I didn't realize it was retired. But you can use any embossing folder, and that's the DSP. I embossed the DSP. All right, this one's a shaker, and I used the branching out dies to make the shaker and a piece of acetate, and then I embossed the back panel with an embossing folder. This is all from the advent calendar. So I used the stickle type things, and then these are die cut. This one's a shaker, again, all from the advent calendar. This one here there's some stencils, so that we stenciled it here, and then here's some DSP. Here's another one. This is like an embossed piece that came in the kit. Really cute. This one's got to be one of my favorites. I just love it. I pulled in a circle die. You could use a circle punch. Everything else is from the kit. You get some postage dies in the kit. So I used, everything on this card is from the kit. Okay. Oh, except the embossing folder on the back. All right, this one's a faker shaker. All of this is from the kit. You get a really cute like sequins, flower sequins mix. All right, this one I pulled in a rectangle die, and this one's a fun gatefold. And then this last one is really fun. Everything is from the kit. And you go like this, and then you pull this up. And your sentiment moves, and you get a little space to write here. And then you push it back down. So I have instructions for all of these cards on the PDF. So if you're interested in the PDF, it's in the shop. All right, let's see what I want to talk about next. I think I want to talk about the Joyful Days Class to Go. So Joyful Days, it's in the mini catalog. And what they are is it's a Memories and More card pack. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a class together for Joyful Days using this card pack. So it's $69. We're going to make a whole bunch of cards. You're going to get a full package of the Druzy adhesive backed embellishments. I think that's how you say that. They're really pretty gold and silver sparkle. You'll get a whole roll of Secret Sea ribbon, and you'll get all of your card bases and your mats and your Memories and More pack and your envelopes. If you are on the Happy Mail Makers, you can receive a discount. You can get team pricing. Team pricing is $39, and you will only get the card kit from me. You won't get the Memories and More cards or the ribbon or the embellishment. So just get the card kit. So like the card bases and the mats and any die cut pieces that we pull in, of course. So that's available for purchase right now on my website. Let's see, what's next? Okay, let's talk about the Winter Wonderland Retreat. So I just opened the Winter Wonderland Virtual Retreat. I'm super excited. There's 4 options to join. We're going to make 10 cards and 2 gift bags. So my thought is we're going to make 5 cards, 2 of each, and 2 gift bags. So you'll be able to fit your A2 cards in your A2 card bag, and you can keep one and give one away. That was sort of my thought on how we would do that. But of course you could keep them all or give them both away too. So there's going to be 4 options to register. We're going to be using 2 stamp sets. So the first stamp set is Stay Warm, and the second stamp set is Snowflake Kisses. So Snowflake Kisses is a bundle. It's a stamp and die bundle. We are not using the dies. We are just using the stamp set. Obviously there's no sentiments in Stay Warm, so I pulled in Snowflake Kisses. So these will not be Christmas cards. They will be different cards, winter themed, whatever the sentiments are in here that we like. They're super cute, like be warm and well, winter's warmer when we're together, like winter cards. So there's 4 options. You can get the full retreat experience that includes the stamp sets. It would be $115, and what you get in that is a full pack of 12 by 12 DSP. We're going to use the Peace on Earth. That's not the name of it. Maybe it is. The Peace on Earth DSP, the blue one. It's very wintry. It's not Christmassy. It's just wintry. And I love blue. Blue and winter go together, right? So we're going to use that pack of DSP. You'll get a full pack of that. You'll get a full pack of embellishments. And what are we using? I forgot. It's all linked. It's on my website. I forget. Oh, we're going to use the Hues of Blue flowers, the embellishments that go with the DSP. You'll get a whole roll of cloud cover ribbon. You'll get the PDF with written instructions, and then we'll have YouTube video instruction as well, like we normally would. So if you want everything, including the stamp sets, I will ship these stamp sets to you with your kit. The full retreat experience would be $115. Now, if you're a demonstrator and you want to purchase these stamp sets using your discount, or you already have these, or you don't want these and you want to use different stamp sets, which is also fine, you can buy the retreat kit without the stamps. You'll get everything else I just mentioned, just not these stamp sets. That's $79. And this all includes shipping. Okay, shipping is about $13. So it all includes shipping, and you get a ton of Stampin' Up! Product. If you are on my team, the Happy Mail Makers, you can get team pricing. That's $49. And that won't include the stamp sets. It won't include any Stampin' Up! Product. You would buy your Stampin' Up! Product through yourself since you're a demonstrator and you get a discount. It would just be your card kits and your PDF and your YouTube instruction. Or if you just want the PDF, you can purchase just the PDF for $25. You can prep your kits at home and follow along. The PDF would be $25. Now, I don't have the PDF yet, but once I have the cards designed and the PDF written, and class is about to happen, I would send the PDF out so that you can have time to prep a little bit of things ahead of time. Okay, so Winter Wonderland Virtual Retreat is open. All right, let's talk about mystery stamping. So we're going to do mystery stamping, Let's Craft with Clues. It's going to be, oh, I didn't write the date down. I think it's November 24th. It's right before Thanksgiving. And clue number 1 is out. So I have it here, but you can go find this on my blog. There's a whole blog post about it, and you can pull out your own supplies completely free. There's no class packet for this, just completely free. And we'll do some mystery stamping together. So clue number 1 is here, and we'll go through the rest of the clues live during class and make a really fun card. It's a card I've never made before. It is a fun fold. It's a card I've never made before. So we'll make it together. I hope it turns out well. All right. Now, if you want to know all of this information, join my email list. So here's a QR code. It's also linked below. It's on my Facebook page. It's on a blog. It's on the website. Sign up, put your email in, and you will be notified of everything that we have going on here at Brown Dog Craft Company. And in 9 minutes, I believe, a summary email is going to go out about everything that I just talked about. So if you want to be on that summary email, make sure you go sign up right now for the newsletter. I won't spam you. It goes into your promotion folder, and if something doesn't pertain to you, you can just ignore it or delete it. Or my promotion folder has about 8,000 emails in it because I don't open a lot of them, like it's where whenever you sign up for stuff, that's where they all go. So anywho, that's what we have today, you guys. I think we can make the cards. I don't have any class packets for today. This is like a purchase ahead of time class. It's not like coffee and cards where you purchase after. So the PDF for today's class you can purchase. It is live in the online store. It's $15. So I don't have the card kits, but if you'd like the PDF, you can purchase it. It's available right now. Okay, I think we can make our cards now. All right, let's look at what we're using today. Oh, and Milo's here. He's laying down next to me. Okay, so we're using the Tractor & Co. bundle. Here it is right here. There's a lot of dies, a whole bunch. And I also pulled in a sentiment or two from More Than Autumn. Totally unnecessary. You can use the sentiments in here or any other sentiment that you have. But I really like this bundle, and it has really cute sentiments. So we did pull those in. We're going to use this ribbon. I don't even know what it's called. It's not even ribbon. It's like a hay. It reminds me of hay. And then these pearls, neutral matte dots is what they're called. Okay, we are going to pull in some other unique things. One of those is going to be the shimmery white embossing paste. We're going to put some snow on our trees. Is there anything else weird? I guess that's maybe it. Maybe that's the only other thing that we're pulling in. Okay, I went through and did the homework. So the PDF has homework for each card. And for this class, there was a little bit of homework simply because it's a lot of die cutting of your tractors. So these are the 4 cards. We did 2 where we die cut the tractor and then put them on the card. And then 2 where we stamp the tractor and put them on the card. So there's 2 different ways you can use this bundle. You can stamp and die cut, or you can die cut, or I suppose you could just stamp right on the card base too. So lots of options. We do have a 1/4 pack of DSP, and I think it's called Country Lace. Country Lace, yes. And I put my cards together. So I don't mean I made the cards. I mean I put the card mats and bases together. So let's go through and talk about that. Here I have 4 card bases. So the card bases are Crumb Cake, Timid Tiger, Darling Duckling, and Shaded Spruce. And what I did is I pulled out the card mats that go into each card and I cut them down. The Shaded Spruce one I did not. We'll talk about that one. But like this Darling Duckling, it has a garden green mat. So I cut it down to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And all of these instructions are listed. All of these instructions are listed in the PDF, okay? And then I cut down my white piece back here to 4 by 5 1/4. So you'll always get full quarter sheets of cardstock from me. So you just have to trim them down just a little bit. Okay, now from there, I did my homework. So from my mat, from the center of it, I die cut the pieces that needed to be die cut from garden green. I cut some white pieces. I cut my wheels from black. So I put everything in here. These were cut ahead of time for you. So these are in here. That's our sentiment for that card. All right, then when we get to the Timid Tiger card, it's the same thing. So it has a blueberry bushel mat. I die cut the pieces that were blueberry from the center here. No one will know that it's die cut from there. And then I have all of the other pieces put together here that I die cut from the homework. Now, the stamping was not part of your homework. We'll do the stamping live. I'll show you how that all works. So just ignore all these stamped pieces because I die cut them ahead of time and put them in here so you didn't have to sit and watch me die cut for a whole half hour. Okay, so here I have my white piece I cut down and then my pecan pie mat that's cut to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Okay, let's do our shaded spruce card first because this one is a little bit different. So let's look at all of our ink colors today. There's kind of a lot. We have garden green, Timid Tiger, blueberry bushel, real red, shaded spruce. If you don't have Timid Tiger, you can use pumpkin pie. Memento black, and I think I said Versamark. And then I have Darling Duckling, crumb cake, early espresso, basic beige, basic beige, and pecan pie. And if you don't have Darling Duckling, you could use Daffodil Delight, or maybe like second generation crushed curry would work too. You could try on both if you don't have Darling Duckling. Okay. What else? I think that's it for supplies. Okay. So let's start. Let's start with our shaded spruce one because there's a little bit of dry time that we're going to need for our trees. So here's the finished card. And back here, you can't tell on the camera, but this is the snowflake embossed, I guess it's DSP. It's like textured paper. So it's embossed with snowflakes. You can kind of see it. So that's the background there. And then I thought this kind of looked like a dirt road at the tree farm. And so the tractor is like pulling the cut Christmas trees from the tree farm. That's a story I told myself anyway. And then here's some trees. So we have 5 trees and a few of them have snow. You could put snow on all of them. Okay, so the snow is just embossing paste. And we're just going to dip it in the embossing paste. So let me just set this card up so I can look at it. So when you open your shaded spruce card base, again, we'll stamp those all together. You're going to have a shaded spruce mat, and this is a full quarter sheet. This is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and you want to leave it like that. From your homework, you will die cut 5 trees from shaded spruce. So I cut them from the top. I made sure I left a little space around because this is going to go on your card here and it's going to be covered up. Okay, so cut them from the top half of your shaded spruce quarter sheet. And then what I did is I went ahead and stamped Season's Greetings down at the bottom here in Versamark and heat embossed it with white embossing powder. Okay. All right, so let's take our pieces. Let's take our pieces here and we're gonna ink blend on them and then dip them into our embossing paste. So here I have my white inside, my matte. Well, this isn't really a matte. We're gonna cut this down and then this for the outside. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of ink blending with shaded spruce on these. And I'm just going to pick one side of the trees. I have a little brush here. I don't even know what was on this brush. Some green. Hopefully shaded spruce. Okay, and I'm just gonna kind of ink blend like one side of the trees. Maybe I'll do this side of this tree. And it will dry back a little bit since we're doing tone on tone. You're gonna get inky. Okay, so now we have our trees with a little bit of ink on them. Okay, then we'll take our, I need to put some alcohol on that or everything we make today will be shaded spruce. Hold on. Including my fingers. There we go. All right. Okay, we're gonna take our embossing paste. This is my shimmery white embossing paste, and we're gonna take some tweezers and a little piece of scratch paper, and I'm gonna dip half the tree in, or just like the ends of the tree, on the side that I did not ink. So I'm gonna take it and hold it in my tweezers and just kind of like get it a little snowy. And it's messy. It's not perfect. We don't want it to be perfect. We want it to be messy. Okay, and then when you're happy with it, like, can you see the snow on there? I'm just gonna put it on here to dry. So I'm gonna do that with all 5 cards. And be careful about putting this just on your table. Wherever you get embossing paste, like wherever it dries is where it stays forever. It is like concrete. It doesn't come off of anything. Okay. And the reason why I'm dipping the non-ink blended side into here is because that ink is still a little wet, the shaded spruce ink, and I'd rather not dye my whole, see, I've got a little bit in there. Maybe you can't see. I'd rather not dye my shimmer paste green. Okay. All right, you could also use a, like a spatula and take some of this out. Let me just clean this off. Take some of this out and put it on a, like the silicone craft mat. Okay. All right, so we're just gonna let these dry. I'll set them off to the side. All right, let's do our stamping. So you have some white pieces for stamping. Okay, so let's do our stamping for this card. So on this card, we need shaded spruce, memento, and real red. Okay, so we're gonna stamp. I'm gonna get out my cleaning pad too. So I can clean as we go here. I'm just gonna set it off to the side. Okay, so in real red and shaded spruce. Okay, so I'm gonna stamp pretty close together because we're gonna die cut. So we don't have to be too concerned about like conserving space. Okay, so in real red we need both pieces of the tractor. So there's 2 stamps. Here is like the main part of the tractor. And then this is like the cute little wagon or whatever you put behind a tractor. It probably has a name that's not a wagon. Okay, so those are real red. Then in shaded spruce, we're gonna stamp our trees. So here we have like a trio of trees. We'll stamp and die cut these. Okay. And then we need our pieces for the tractor in memento. So that is a seat for the little tractor, for the little farmer to sit on. That's memento. And 3 small wheels and 1 large wheel. So 3 small, 1, 2, 3, and 1 large. Okay, so that's what we stamped for this card. Guess I don't really need to clean these off. We're going to stamp them with black again. Okay, so you would die cut these. You'll die cut these, and when you die cut them, this is what you get. So we have our pieces for our tractor, the little seat, all the wheels, and the little trees that are going to go in our tractor. Okay, so then we can glue everything down. So the trees, I'm going to put some glue at the bottom, and they're just going to sit in the tractor here. Okay, trees in the tractor. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the bottom of my seat, and that's going to go right here. He's driving. Leave a space for the farmer. Might need some tweezers on there. Okay, and then we can add the wheels. And when I add the wheels, I just put a little bit of glue above the wheel well here. So there's 3 small wheels. And they just go right here. And then the large wheel. Whoops. Right here. Okay, and if you get too much glue, just wipe it away. All right, so there's our cute little tractors. We are going to attach them with a very small piece of black. And we're going to get that in your kit. You have a piece of black. From your homework, you die cut some things for the 2 cards where we die cut the tractors. So what we're going to do is take our scissors and cut just a teeny little strip. It's probably a 1/4 inch wide by an inch long. And that's what we're going to use to attach our tractor to the little wagon that's behind it. Okay, so we're going to put, I really need a silicone mat, but I don't know where it is. I'm just going to use this. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on either side of this little black piece. And attach our wagon to our tractor. It's liquid glue, so it does take a minute to set up. But I don't want it to glue to the paper either. Okay. I need my tweezers. Where'd I put them? Here they are. Okay. All right, there's our tractor. Isn't it cute? Okay, let's cut our pieces. You're gonna have a piece of Snowfall DSP, and it's probably 6 by 6. Oops, I have 2. Okay, we're gonna cut it to be 5.5 by about 3 inches. It could be probably 2.5, but you want it to be 5.5 wide. This is going to fill our whole card front, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna glue it right on here like this. Okay, so it's probably a little long. Let's see, it probably could be, it needs to be 5.5, but this is 3. Let's try 2.5. I think that's better. So 5.5 by probably 2.5. That's what I would cut it to. Okay, now we need a little piece of the road. So this is a crumb cake piece. It's 5.5. We need it to be 5.5. And I think this is an inch. I think it is 1 inch. Yep, so it's 1 inch tall. So 5.5 by 1. And this is going to be the road that the tractor sits on. Okay, so these 3 pieces we'll put together. And you can stamp whatever you'd like on the inside. Okay, I'm not going to stamp on the inside because I think it's going to take forever to get through all of our stamping and die cutting of our cards today. But you can stamp whatever you would like on your insides. Okay. All right, then we can glue this to the front. You'll want to stamp your sentiment on the bottom. If you don't want to stamp in white embossing powder, you can just stamp in white craft ink. Just give it some time to dry. It is a pigment ink and it does take time to dry. So I'm going to line this up. It is a full card front. Those trees at the top, so you're not going to know that we that we die cut our trees from there. Put our white snowfall piece right at the top. Now, if you wanted to ink blend this white snowfall piece, you could. You could try sponge daubering just the snowflakes. I did, and I didn't like, it looked kind of messy to me. So I didn't love it. Okay, I'm going to put this crumb cake piece down. And I'm going to put it maybe 1/4 inch below the white. So straight across here. You know, you could lower it some if you want to see less green. But I kind of like the green. This is where our trees that we put that embossing powder on, that's where our trees are going to go. Okay, so now we can add our tractor to the road. And of course, our tractor needs to be added with dimensionals. Probably don't need that anymore. Okay. There's a lot of space on here. Whole bunch of space. All right, I think I need one more right here. That might be overkill, but I don't want a smushy tractor. Okay, so our tractor will go right here on the road. Okay, and then we can add our trees. And I don't know if the trees are super dry yet. They're probably dry enough. So I'm going to add 2 kind of down here. Let's do 1 that way and 1 this way. I'm going to put a mini dimensional on here so I can tuck it. So that one kind of here. Okay, so I've got 2 trees in there. I tucked this tree kind of under that one. And then we'll add our other trees over here. So the first one can get a full dimensional. Put that one here maybe. And then I'll put this one with a full dimensional. I need a new sheet. And that one's going to kind of go right around the season's greetings. And then this one here, I'm going to put a mini dimensional right there. Okay, isn't that darling? Snowy trees. Tree farm. Okay, we need some embellishments. So we're going to take these little white embellishments and put the little ones on the center of the little wheels, and then on this big wheel we'll put a larger white. So here's a little and a little. Good boy, Milo. And a little and a big. Okay, what do you think? Card 1 already. Is it cute? Do you like it? Oh, look, I did more tree on, or I did more snow on these. Okay, so here's the difference. This is the shimmery white embossing paste, and this is the white. Look how clear it dried. What a difference. Okay, so this one looks way more like snow. All right, so there's card 1. Darling. Darling tractor. Okay, let's look at our next card. Let's do the other card where we stamp the tractor. Okay, that's going to be this one. This one I think is kind of like a summery card. I don't know. It could be any season, but I'm calling it the summer card. Now, in the sample, I used these unbounded love dies, and then I realized they are retired. So your card kit, you don't have those die cuts. You have these die cuts. So I did the same color, but instead of the unbounded love, I used these, and I can never remember what they're called. Textured notes? Textured? That's not right. I can never remember, but they're the rectangle dies with different sorts of stitching on them. So this will be our sentiment. I did the stamping and die cutting, but we'll stamp together. And then I have a white piece I trimmed down to 4 by 5 1/4, and then a pecan pie mat that I trimmed down to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Okay, so let's do our stamping. I'm going to pull back my sheet here, and I did clear a lot of this off. So for, I cleaned a lot of the stamps off, so we're in good shape. So for these cards, we need a memento black for the wheels and garden green for the tractor. We're going to make a green tractor. I don't know about you, but we have one of the green tractors outside in the garage at our house. I know there's a few different colors of tractors, and everyone has their opinion on what's best. Okay, and then we need crumb cake for the hay, and then our chickens, we're going to do 3 chickens, 1 in pecan, 1 in basic beige, and 1 in early espresso. So let's see if I can fit our tractor pieces on here. So again, the same tractor pieces, the tractor itself, and then the little wagon. And you can do it close because we're going to die cut. And wagon, so that's garden green. Okay, and then we need the same wheels. We need 2 small, and we're going to leave that out. We're going to do our sentiment next. We need 3 small and 1 large. So 1, 2, 3, and 1 large. It's not going to fit on that one, so you'll want to pull out your next piece. Okay. And then that's it in black. We can do our chickens. So espresso, basic beige, and pecan pie. So I'll start with basic beige chicken. Clean off. And we'll do pecan pie chicken. Okay. Oh, and I see you can't see me. And here's early espresso chicken. There we go. Sorry, I was off frame. Okay, those are our chickens. Oh, and we need our hay in crumb cake now. Hey, hey, where are you? Isn't that a song from the 70s? Hey, hey. The Beatles, maybe? All right, here's our little hay or straw, whatever it is, in crumb cake. Okay, then we'll die cut all of these. So for this card, we had our hay, our espresso chicken, our large wheel, 3 small wheels, our beige chicken, our pecan chicken, and then our 2 green tractor pieces. Okay, so that's what we die cut. When you die cut it, here's what you get, all those pieces. Oh, and we forgot, we need another seat for the tractor. So stamp one more seat and die cut that out. Okay, one more seat. All right. Okay, so here's all our little pieces, and we can stamp our sentiment. So let's see where our pieces are. Okay, so I did Thinking of You, and we are going to stamp hay on our card base. So Thinking of You and hay. So let's pull those out. Hay, it must be hay and not straw. Are hay and straw the same thing? I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's get those out. Okay. So this Thinking of You, we're going to stamp in garden green on our little garden green sentiment. Right in the center. Okay. Thinking of You. All right, we can put our tractor together pretty much the same way. We're not going to add the chickens until the end, but we'll add, we'll put the tractor together here. Okay, so we have the hay is going to go inside the little tractor wagon thingy. So put some liquid glue there and put the hay in our tractor. And then we need to put our little seat in here. I wonder if a glue dot would work better to put the seat in there. It might. Okay, little seat in there. Okay, and then we can add our wheels. So little wheel, big wheel, little wheel, glue those down, glue this down. You guys, I don't live on a farm, but I love these tractor cards. I think they're so adorable. I don't know what it is about them, but I love them. All right, we need a little tractor attachment piece. I just think they're darling. I know someone who has a tree, I know someone who has a tree farm, a Christmas tree farm. I wonder, is a Christmas tree farm open all year? Like, do they sell other things? Like regular trees? I have no idea. I'll have to ask her. Okay, so that will go here. We might need our tweezers again to hold these together, but... and here. Okay. All right, there's our little tractor. Okay, we're gonna add our chickens with dimensionals later, so I'm gonna add 3 little dimensionals, 3 mini dimensionals here on our chickens. Okay. All right, we can put our sentiment on here. I'm going to pop it up. Whoops. Okay, and that's going to go right in the center of this larger rectangle. Okay. All right. This is our inside. It can get glued down. I've been really bad about putting the lid on my glue. I'm surprised my glue is not sealed shut. Okay. All right, we need to cut our DSP. So let's pull out our DSP. So the country lace, I thought was perfect DSP for these cards, right? Because it's country. And we are going to pull out, I believe it's, no. Okay, it's this one here. So you're going to pull out one of these, and we're going to use the reverse side. It has like burlap sack texture on it, is what I think of when I look at it. So we're going to trim this down. It's going to be 4 by 5 1/4. It's not directional, so any way you want to trim it is perfectly fine. 4 by 5 1/4. And then you always get these pieces. You can put this piece on the inside of your card, and you can put this piece on your envelope flap. So you'll get these 2 pieces, and they're perfect for that. Okay. All right, so this DSP will go onto our pecan pie mat that we cut to be 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And we are going to add a little grounding piece for our tractor. So right now our tractor would just be floating in open space if we added it to the card here. Would just be floating. So in order to ground it, we're going to take some tear and tape and some of our ribbon or whatever this is and put it on the card here. So we're going to put it probably 1.5 inches up from the bottom. So it won't be centered. It'll be about right here. And then our tractor will sit on top of that. It's kind of like a little road for the tractor. So we'll take our tear and tape. I take 3 pieces and set them here and then 1 here, and then we flip this over and we're going to make what's called a tear and tape sandwich. If you've never made one before, if you've never made this kind of sandwich before, it's one of the best kinds. One of the best kinds of sandwiches. And then we push our ribbon, we line it up on the front, and we push it into that tear and tape on the back, just like that. Make sure it's straight. Push it into the tear and tape, and then you make a sandwich by sealing it. Okay, and now we have a nice grounding space to add our tractor to. So this can get added to the card. You should peel off the back of your tear and tape. Okay. Try to pull you back some. There we go. All right, so we can add our tractor, and of course he needs dimensionals. Get that in there. We could have made a Halloween tractor. That would have been fun. We could have done like a haunted hayride. Last week we did spooky, sweet Halloween cards. We could have done a Halloween tractor. We have a haunted hayride just down the street from our house. I have not gone to it. I'm a little scared. Okay, this is gonna go right here. You could either put it underneath the hay or you could put it on top of the hay. I think I'm gonna put it right on top of the tractor, so I'm gonna use dimensionals. Yeah, we haven't gone to it. I think my kids are too little. Well, my oldest might be fine. But I think it's kind of scary. I don't know that it's the kind where they like reach out and grab you, but I think it is. So, oh, we have to stamp hay. Hay, like the I think we'll add our little chicken first and then we'll stamp hay. Okay, so we have this little hay and pecan pie, and the little chicken's gonna be sitting on the tractor thingy here, the tractor seat, like this. And then it's gonna be saying, hey. So my pecan pie, every time I re-ink it, it just sucks up the ink. I think I need a new ink pad. It's pretty old. I've re-inked it like 6 times and it just keeps sucking up the ink. Okay, so this is my basic beige chicken who's gonna be saying, hey. I'm gonna try to tuck her behind the wheel. You see how I tucked her like behind the wheel there? And then I'll do a pecan pie chicken down here, like on the ground. And then this little chicken is going to be up in the hay. Right here. Okay. Okay, now we need some embellishments. You get a whole pack, so embellish to your heart's desire. I think I will do the wheels again with these little white ones. And then I'm going to add some more. I didn't add any more to the shaded spruce card because the colors don't necessarily go, but they go really well with these. So I think I'll do a large pecan and a little small basic beige. And I'll do a larger pecan, or that's a larger basic beige, and a little pecan over here, and a little basic beige. Where should I put it? Here. There. All right. So there's tractor card number 2 with stamping. Okay. Cute, right? Cute little tractor card. Could be a birthday card. You can make it a birthday card. All right, now we can go into our 2 cards that have die cut pieces for the majority of their for the majority of their focal point. Okay, so let's do the Darling Duckling one, and you'll get 2 pieces that are die cut here for you. So this is from White and this is Darling Duckling. They are nesting. They're the branching out dies. We'll stamp our corn. This piece is our garden green mat that you did your homework from. So we die cut the 4 pieces of the tractor from here, and then I trim this down to be 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. This is the white inside. I trimmed to be 4 by 5 1/4. And then other parts of the homework were to die cut a large wheel, a small wheel, and whatever this is from black, and then 2 of the inner wheel pieces from white. Okay, so we just have a little bit of stamping, so we can do that. So we're going to pull out Garden Green and Darling Duckling, and we're going to stamp our corn stalks, I guess, is that what they're called, in Garden Green, and the corn itself here in Darling Duckling, and then you would die cut these out. Okay, so I've done it. It does die cut out the corn individually, so it is a little tedious to put together, and you can see mine in there in my card kit. So we'll put that together. And then we can stamp our sentiment. So the tractor is going to go here and our sentiment is going to go above it. So if you want to wait and stamp your sentiment after you put your tractor on, you certainly can. should we try it and see how it goes? The only thing is you risk messing up your stamping. If after you've already adhered all your things. Okay, let's put our tractor together. So, oh, and we don't even need this piece of the tractor. Okay, let's put our tractor together. So we have these wheel pieces. And the tractor actually sits, well, I guess you could do it this way. We'll do it that way because that's how we did it on the others. Okay, so we'll add our little wheels here. So this is the same die that you would use to stamp, to die cut your stamped wheel. But instead of stamping and die cutting, you just die cut it from whatever color you want your wheel to be, in this instance black. And then we need this little piece to go on the tractor. And this sits on the front. I don't know what it's called. But I'm gonna line up the steering wheel and that little like stack thingy. Okay, line those up. And then we're gonna glue these pieces of the wheel on, but after we put these wheel wells, I think is what they are. So I'm gonna use mini dimensionals to add on these little wheel wells. Okay, so there's one, and it's just gonna go right over the wheel. Super easy. And same with this one. Right over the wheel. Okay, now that we have those on, I feel like we can add the center of our wheels. If you add them before you put those on, you might cover them up too much and you might not like where you put them. Okay. Lots of liquid glue on these cards. Okay. Aren't they darling? Okay, so I'm going to put dimensionals behind my tractor. You don't need to. We are going to pop up a couple of things. So if you want to glue it down, you can. But I like dimension. So he's going to go on our white piece here. Right towards the bottom. I'd say that's probably 3/4 of an inch from the bottom. And then we're going to glue our corn behind here. Okay. Okay. All right. Now the corn, I'm going to be a little bit extra, and I am going to pop up the individual pieces of corn. Before I do that, I'm going to stamp my sentiment. Thanks for pulling me through. And I don't have that one out yet. Thanks for pulling me through in Garden Green. So that's from our tractor set. I could have moved the tractor down just a little bit more, I think. So this is gonna go right there. Thanks for pulling me through. And you can choose to be extra like me, or you can choose to just be normal and not put dimensionals on here. But they're so cute. They're so stinking cute. Okay. All right, yeah, I'm still gonna pop them up. They're just adorable. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I'm gonna kind of like turn them to go around the sentiment there. I think I'm doing them the right side up too. Wouldn't that be funny if I wasn't? There we go. Okay, isn't it just so stinking cute? It's so cute. So adorable. All right, before we adhere this onto this piece, we're gonna put some of our ribbon behind it. And it's not really ribbon, but whatever it is, we're gonna put behind it. So I'm gonna cut 2 pieces. They're probably about 3 inches long. They're not that long. And we're gonna put them behind our white piece. So I need 4 pieces. We're gonna put it on the 2 corners. So the top right corner and the bottom left corner. Hi, model. I'm surprised he doesn't have to go out and go potty. I haven't let him out since this morning. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to fold this in half and we're going to make it be slightly overlapped. See how it's not perfectly folded in half? And we're going to push it into the tear and tape so that it's popping out of the corner there. See how it's popped out uneven there like that? We'll do the same thing on the bottom. And then trim it if necessary. Okay, I think that's perfect. I don't even think I'm going to trim it. Okay, then we'll add this to our card front. Not our card front, our Darling Duckling piece. Come on. There we go. Oh, and we have to cut our DSP too. There. All right, our DSP, let's look at what our DSP is. So it's going to be, oh, okay, it's this one, this gray one. We're going to use the back side. It's these, like, again, it looks like burlap. Do you have to go outside, go potty, bud? I might have to let him out to go potty. It kind of looks like burlap. It has stripes, very subtle. I think those are basic beige stripes. I'm going to cut that to be 4 wide by 5 1/4 tall. Hi, Bubby. Hi. Hi. I think you do have to go potty, don't you? All right, and that can go in our card. So I'm going to glue the white side, the white inside. Hi, are you okay? Can you wait? Can you wait? And then this DSP will go on our garden green piece. Hi, I know, I see you. Do you have to go potty? Do you have to go outside? Okay, so we'll get this one on here. And I'm going to glue this down. I think it has enough dimension. Oh, good boy. You can lay down. This goes right in the center. Okay, and then we can add some white dots. I added white dots to this one. So I did large, small, large, small, and small. Okay, one other thing that I did is I took a white gel pen. This is a Jelly Roll pen. It's a number 10. And I'm going to add some highlights to the tractor. So I'm just going to draw some lines with 2 little dots. Line and 2 little dots. Let's see. 2 little dots and a line. Okay, you don't have to do that. I just think it's cute. Oh, let's add some to the wheels too. I just think it adds a little something extra. Okay, a little something extra to your card. Okay, so there we are. Tractor card die cut number 1. Okay, so the last card is pretty much the same idea, just a different color. So this is going to be our timid tiger. And from it, we have die cut from this blue piece. We don't need this. From this blueberry bushel, we've die cut the tractor and the 2 wheel wells. And then from white, we did a small wheel and a large wheel, like the inside. And then we did from black, we did a small wheel and a large wheel, and this little piece again. I trimmed this down to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. The white is trimmed down to 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to glue it down because we're not going to stamp on it live during class today. And then you have 2 pieces from the branching out dies. This one in Timid Tiger and this one in white. So this is the one that we'll put our tractor on here. We can stamp our pumpkins. So pumpkins are in Timid Tiger. You'll stamp them and die cut them out. This is where you could also use pumpkin pie if you don't have Timid Tiger. But I personally love Timid Tiger. Okay, so you'll die cut that out. Let's do our DSP because I forgot. So that one's going to be a gray stripe. Here it is. So it looks like this on one side, and here's the gray stripe. And I want my stripes to go horizontal. So I'm going to cut it. Sorry, that was loud. I'm going to cut it 4 wide with my stripes horizontal by 5 1/4 tall. Good boy, Milo. Okay, so. All right, let's glue our mat down. Let's glue our DSP to this mat, and then we'll glue our mat down. Okay. Whoops. That was pretty good. No seepage, I don't think. Okay, and then this here. I love orange and blue together. I never would think to put orange and blue together on my own. But when you have orange pumpkins, you have to have a orange mat. It just looks good. All right, I really like Timid Tiger. I like that it's not as like vibrant as pumpkin pie. I'm not typically drawn to the color orange, but this time of year, I would say I am because it's pumpkin season. But normally I do more like blues and pinks, maybe deep reds. That's more my favorite color to craft with anyway. All right. You don't have to worry about being super neat with the glue on this piece because we're going to cover it up with these wheel wells. Whoops. Okay. All right, so these are just easier to put on with tweezers, I think. You guys, I have dimensional backers everywhere. Okay. And then we'll glue down our little wheels. I keep putting the lid on my glue, but I don't think we need to. Wheel 1. Have you guys started? Oh no, I dropped the wheel. It's right by Milo. Hold still, Milo. Got it. Got it. It's almost time for your snacks, Milo. So if you don't know, or if this is your first time watching, Milo is the brown dog of Brown Dog Craft Company. And he likes snacks, so he makes an appearance. I'm going to add the details now. He makes an appearance at the end of every class, for snacks, of course. So usually he naps and then wakes up right as class is about to end. He somehow knows. I don't know how he knows, but he knows. Okay, here's what we're gonna do with this one. It's gonna say, so okay, here. From the More Than Autumn, I did "You Are the Pumpkin to My Spice," but I think maybe, which I did debate about this when I made the card, I'm wondering if it should have said "You are the spice to my pumpkin." I don't know. So today, we're going to stamp "You are the spice to my pumpkin." But I don't know, maybe it's supposed to be "You are the pumpkin to my spice" for pumpkin spice. I'm not sure. So we're going to stamp it the other way. So I am going to stamp that first because it's going to go right at the top and right at the bottom. So I'm going to pull out my Timid Tiger and my Blueberry Bushel. And we are going to stamp from More Than Autumn. We will stamp where is it? You are the, you had me at, you are the spice. Where's spice? Here's spice. Nope, that's season. Spice, where are you? Spice. Is that spice? You are the spice. Yes, it is. To my, that's donuts. Peppermint. Here's pumpkin. To my, I need to my. To my, here it is. They're a little hard to read. Just a little. Okay, so to my spice, and then pumpkin, and you are the. Okay, so at the top in Blueberry Bushel, I will stamp "You are the." And then in Timid Tiger, right below that, I will stamp spice. You are the spice. And then down at the bottom, we're going to stamp "To My," and then pumpkin. But because I want to line pumpkin up at the bottom, I'm going to stamp pumpkin first. So in Timid Tiger, I'm going to stamp pumpkin. Hi, Jean. I'm glad you got out of your meeting. We're on the last card. Okay. You are the spice to my pumpkin. But if you think "You are the pumpkin to my spice" sounds better, you can stamp it the other way. I don't know which one is correct. No idea. And I did. It is embarrassing how long I thought about that when I was making these cards. A really long time. That's how long. Okay. Let's glue our little pumpkins in our tractor. So this is, you could put these pumpkins in the wagon, but since we don't have the wagon on this card, I just put them right in the tractor. Okay. And of course, we have to pop our tractor up. Before we add the tractor though, let's add our twine, ribbon, whatever this is called. I don't know if it's twine or ribbon. Neither, maybe. So I'm going to take 3 pieces of tear and tape. And we're going to put the twine ribbon thing coming out from the bottom right and the top left. So I'm going to flip this over. And can you imagine if I didn't clean up that shaded spruce ink? We'd have shaded spruce die cuts right now. All right, so I'm going to, again, cut a couple of pieces of this off. There's 1, 2. And when I fold it in half, I'm going to make sure I don't fold it exactly in half. I'm going to have it be so that it's overlapping a little bit. and stick that out the corner. Okay, hold in place. Whoops. And do the same with this one. Okay, stick that in place. Okay. Isn't that cute? It's so cute. You can't tie bows with this. This stuff doesn't tie bows. So that's why I opted to do this with it instead. All right, we're gonna add our dimensionals. No saggy middles there. So Milo is also bugging me because he wants to go for a walk today. And he doesn't understand, but we're not gonna go for a walk today because he's coming trick-or-treating tonight. And if I take him for a walk today, he won't be able to make trick-or-treating tonight. But he doesn't understand that. He's nosing me under the desk here. Like, why are we not going for a walk, Mama? He's not happy. He wants to go for his walk. So he'll just have to be patient and understand that he's going to get a really good lawn walk here. Oh my goodness. Isn't that darling, you guys? This one's my favorite. This one's my favorite. Okay, now we need embellishments, and I used the black ones. You could use black and white, but I used the black ones, and I'm gonna add a whole bunch, because why not? Big and small, and big, and small, and small. Why not? All right, so here's the original. You are the pumpkin to my spice, right? Because it's pumpkin spice. And then you are the spice to my pumpkin because it's pumpkin spice. I don't know which way it should be, you guys. I don't know. Leave a note in the comments and you tell me which way you think it should be. Okay, let me get all of this out of the way. I'll put all 4 cards out that we made. Okay, so this was number 4. Reagan was bugging me to get out of bed this morning for her walk. Oh yeah, see? So she was going hunting. She's gonna have a busy day today. It's so funny. Like, they can understand us sometimes, right? Like when we say things like walk, and you know, I think I read something that a dog has the vocabulary. Obviously they don't speak, but they can like understand the vocabulary that like an 18-month-old baby can. So like they can understand when we say things, but not everything. So I saw something, it was really funny. It was like, I've never had such a good friend who's never said a single thing back to me before, or something sweet about, you know, having a dog and how they're your best friend, but obviously they don't talk. So, yeah. Okay, so clearly I used different paste today. I don't know what paste I used on my sample card, but today the paste looks so much more like snow. So I'm so glad that we used this shimmery white. It was this one. Shimmery white embossing paste. So I must have used the clear last time. I just don't know where I put it. So who knows? Okay, so this was card 1. I guess you could say it's Christmas, right? Season's greetings, or maybe Thanksgiving. And then this one is my summer card, although it's not really summer. And then these are my fall cards. I mean, the pumpkins are kind of fallish. This one could be summer card. I don't know. So anyway, I love these. I love this bundle. I think it's super darling. When it retires, it's not going to go in my BOGO sale because I'm keeping it. That's how much I love it. So, all right, well, let's bring Milo around. And if you're coming in late and you didn't watch the beginning, we went over a ton of stuff, a ton of housekeeping items this morning. I think you either have or should be getting a nice summary email of everything that's going on because there's so much going on right now. And it's hard for me to even keep track of it all. I have it all written down, of course, but it's just a lot. So, all right, let's get Milo. Hi, Bubby. Do you want your snacks? Come here. Come on. Oh, we got to flip the camera. Flip the camera. Hello. All right. Do you see him? Oh, there, this side. He's peeking out over there. Hi, you're so hungry? You're gonna come on this side today? Can they see you? I don't know. Oh, now they can see you. Oh, what a good boy you are. What a good boy you are. Yes, such a good baby. You are such a good baby. Oh, good boy. Jean says hi. Oh, good baby. Is that enough? You still hungry? You need more? 2 more. This is Milo. He loves crafting. And he loves coffee. And he loves snacks. So, you know, we're like kindred spirits here. We like the same things. Food, making cards, and coffee. So, all right, guys. Well, that's what we have for today. Thanks for spending your Friday afternoon with us. It's pretty early. It's, well, I guess I don't know what time it is where you are. With where I am, it's 12:30. So we did really good. We did like a half hour of housekeeping, and we made 4 cards in an hour. Granted, I did some stuff ahead of time. But if you do the homework, and you'll have to die cut your stamped images, which will probably take about 15 minutes, I would guess. So you'll have 4 cards made in probably an hour and a half. So really cute cards. I love this stamp set. So when will we be live next? Friday. Next Friday. And it's for coffee and cards. I'm not sure what we're going to use, but I think we're going to use a new online exclusive. And it's not available for purchase until November 4th, which is just a couple days from now, unless you want to join the Happy Mail Makers and be a demonstrator, and then you could place an order for it right now. But I think we're going to use Cake Day and make some birthday cards. It's a super cute stamp and die bundle in the new online exclusives coming November 4th. So how Coffee and Cards works is we make 3 cards, and if you place a $60 order in my online store between Friday for Coffee and Cards through the following Wednesday, I will mail you the class packet. And if you don't want to place an order in my online store, you can also pay for the class packet. It's $26. So if you're a demonstrator, I understand you may not want to place an order for Stampin' Up! Product through me because you want to order it through yourself. So the Coffee and Cards is going to be either a free class packet with a $60 purchase in my Stampin' Up! Store, or you can purchase it. So I will add it to my website so that you can purchase it. Or if you'd like to pay me via another method of payment, that's fine too. Just let me know. I do track everything on my website, so we'll work through that. But if you want to pay via through the website, you can pay via PayPal. But if you want to pay via Zelle or Venmo, then I think you can reach out to me. But otherwise, the website will let you pay with your credit card or your debit card or PayPal, I think, is how that works. So either way, I think that's what we're using next week. No promises on that, but I think that's what we're using. Okay, all right, well, have a great weekend. Happy Halloween. I hope you get lots of trick-or-treaters if that's what happens in your neighborhood. And if you have kids or grandkids, I hope you are able to go out with them if you live nearby. So that's what we'll be doing. And the kids are so excited. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit excited too. My husband's not a super big fan of Halloween. He thinks it's kind of silly, but that's what I love about it, that it is silly. And the kids, I mean, you get to dress up as whatever you want. So we get so much candy too. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. So, all right. Well, thanks for stopping by today. It was super fun. I love these cards. I hope you love them too. And we'll catch you next time. All right. Take care. Bye now. See you later.